But speaking of water being good, I hope this painting is gonna be good today. Season 9, episode 10, Country Charm. Anybody like the charm of countries? I actually do like the vibe of this painting though, as per usual. I mean, I don't think there's many Bob Ross paintings where I look at it, I'm like, ew, I hate that. That like doesn't really happen ever. Maybe, I remember there was like one painting I did where it was like a guest painting. It wasn't like actually Bob who did it, it was whoever it was that painted it. And Skittle was like, damn, I could tell there was something like weird with this composition. I was like, damn, okay. Get fucked random Bob Ross guest that wasn't Bob. Unlucky. Yeah, I did the unthinkable and I at everyone in my Discord server. So hopefully given that I didn't fuck up permissions, everything should work properly. Because I have my server set up now, so if you join and don't have, like if you join fresh, you don't have any roles. So it should be set up so you can only see the welcome channel and my announcements channel. And then you can like give yourself a role to become a cool person and it will allow you to see the rest of the server. So ideally, if everything's set up correctly, that should be functional. And yeah. Oh my god, hey Justin. I do allegedly have it all set up now. This is allegedly true. Because before I put it in the ping, but I used to give people the cool people role manually. And I was like, this is annoying, and so like I would forget like to give it to people. Because before it didn't do anything, I just thought it was more hype to have people have a role instead of being, oops, you're just an online default bitch. I thought it was more cool to have a role, and it's like, well, you're a cool person if you're in there. Where's your dying role? I could give you a dying role if you want. I deleted like most of the roles, and then I was like, well, I gotta give J-Cog a blue color, and I gotta give Arma the mint color. I could give you a dying role if you really want. Where's your hash brown role? Okay. Wait, who are you again? Why is there strangers coming in here asking for things? Justin, who is that? Not sure. Mods? Can someone do something about this? Someone like help me here. How are you, cats? How are you today? Wait, I'm not a mod. Bye. Prank, I'm pretty sure I asked you before. I was like, do you want mod? And you were like, no. I don't, Sputter. I don't want... The time I asked you for, you didn't want it. I don't want the responsibility. Exactly. Are you a mod in pub chat? Yes, he is. And the one time I asked him to do something for me, he didn't do it. He didn't want to do it. Case closed. Case fucking closed. Also, it's fucking 21 Celsius here, guys. It is 21 degrees Celsius and sunny, and I'm fucking inside playing Mario Paint. I need to go for a walk today. If it starts getting dark out, I'm ending stream and going for a walk immediately. Like, I am not missing today's going for a walk chance. It's -7 here. POV I am never moving to Saskatchewan. Bitch, go soon, it's getting cold. Is it? I'm streaming and I'm supposed to do some glitchless after this apparently, because I was like, should I do this? And then people were like, yeah, it's getting colder at 6. Well, I'll have a sweater. I can put on a sweater. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Question mark. It's 60 pho right now. 60 pho, huh? That's kind of hype, actually. I need a translation, which is 16C. Damn. Only a little colder here. Or, sorry, 16K. Tahini. I am not doing a run at all right now, so there will be no files made, Eric. So, but congratulations on redeeming 5,000 channel points. I wish it's been like years and you still can't set this up. Also, hi Eric, how are you today? But it's been years, you still can't set this up on Twitch. I wish you could make it so on Twitch for your channel point awards, if you can make it so like, oh, this channel point award will only show up if I'm streaming under X category. Like, why can't you do that? It would be so good. I don't know why, like that feels like such an obvious thing. Like, right? Am I crazy for not thinking that's like a super obvious thing that they should do? Like, they'd just be so good. Be so convenient, be so nice. That's all I'm saying, it'd be nice. How was the drive home with Prak? Did he go fast AF, or did he eat Bullet Bill? Or did he golden mushroom? Or did he regular mushroom? So good and tasty. God, that's such a good video. Used all 3. Oh my god. This guy had the, what do they call it? Like the Lucky 8 or something in Mario Kart 8? But it's like just call it the Prak 3 or something. I don't know. Golden shroom through a shortcut, Bullet Bill goes around. And then you get a star to dodge the traffic. Oh, speaking of David, I know what's crazy? He forgot 2 things here. He forgot this. Does anyone know? Well, Prak, do you know what this is? He forgot this here. Something crazy. And he forgot this token for a board game. His nose. No, it's his mouth tape. I don't know if he has another roll or not. Or that was his only roll of mouth tape that he uses to not, I guess, make his throat dry out while sleeping. I'm like, oh, David, oh my god, you forgot things here. First you abandoned me on Saturday, and then you forget stuff here. Ugh. Purgatory of ads, classic. On Friday, did you ask David for a piece of tape, Prank? Like, yo, David, give me tape, please. Did we have fun? No. I wish I was playing RuneScape the whole time instead. You know what the actual most tragic thing, cats, is like, so the Giga Chad ice cream place is open for the season. They opened like a month and a half early randomly this year, but for some reason they had for Easter a mini egg flurry, which is a blizzard basically. And I asked the person at the counter, I was like, hey, what do you think of the mini egg flurry? And she outright told me, I don't like it that much because the pieces of mini egg are really hard in the ice cream. And for some fucking reason, I didn't listen to her, and I ordered it anyways, like a fucking one head. And then it wasn't very good. She was right. Like, I'm still minorly upset about that because she was completely right. It was not that good. And I was like, I could have gotten probably anything else and would have been more happy. But I got baited. I got self-baited by being like, oh, I want to try something new. But I need to know from now on, if someone at a restaurant, if the worker tells me it's not very good, don't fucking get it. Just don't get it. It's not worth it. It's not worth to try something new if it's gonna suck. But on on Friday, David, Skittle, and I got sushi. I haven't had sushi in a long time. Which actually, you were telling me the other night, Justin, that you were wanting. Here you go. I want to have sushi again. And it was so fucking good. And thankfully, even though Skittle is allergic to avocado, tragically, Skittle still had a good time at sushi and found things they liked there. And because there were some rolls that didn't have avocado in them. It's just unlucky that most rolls at sushi have avocado in them. Yeah, allergic to avocados, unlucky. Like, at least it's like not something more common. Like, imagine being allergic to like peanuts, you know? Like, I feel like that would be super unlucky. Just because like, I feel like that's like in a lot more things. But I've always heard like allegedly you can kind of like overcome an allergy if you like slowly like introduce small amounts of it into your body like over time. Like supposedly you can like kind of just overcome it. I don't know like how true that is or if that's like only effective with certain allergies. I'm not too certain. At G, we need a heart surgeon in chat. The opposite happened to me with matcha at chat time. It was the worst matcha of your life, although she swore by it. That is actually probably more unlucky. Like, if the worker told you, like, oh yeah, I think it's really good. That's like so unlucky that you didn't like it. Whereas like, yeah, my experience, like she outright was like, yeah, no, don't get it. Well, she didn't say that, but she was like, I don't particularly like it. Oh yeah, Panza. Oh, and Leia. Unlucky. Yeah, I do remember last year I wanted peanut butter, but then Panza's like, I'm allergic to peanuts, and it's like, we're getting almond butter instead. We're getting almond butter. Almond butter is really good, it's just fucking bougie. That's like the only tragic part. Almond butter is so bougie in comparison. Right, Justin? You had Tim's after to wash the taste out. I feel like people do not like Tim's much these days. I think they're okay, but I never go to Tim's personally. I feel like a lot of people don't like. A lot of people don't say good things about Tim's in the modern day. Was it ever a thing in school for y'all? Like, at least like in my school. In elementary school, it was forced growing up where it's like you couldn't bring peanuts like to school like for your lunches. I think in high school they kind of stopped like forcing it because it was way more difficult. Like you couldn't realistically enforce that at my high school because you didn't have to eat in the cafeteria. So it was like people like were all over the place. So it's like, you know, it was just free reign at that point. Which my elementary school didn't have a cafeteria either, which is apparently weird. I've heard like some people say that's weird. Maybe that's like more of an American thing, but yeah, only high school had a cafeteria for me, and I never ate there a single time. Like I never sat in the cafeteria for lunch a single time in high school. We always sat at this one spot in the hallway across from these vending machines, and there was this one girl that used to sit with us who was like afraid of the vending machine falling over on her. And I'm like, I don't know how that could possibly happen unless if someone like walked up and started like shaking it violently or something. But she had like a genuine fear of that happening. Unironically, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Because that will never happen. And spoilers, it did not happen. That's true. Can't let the Costco hauls go to waste. This is true. Someday we'll maybe get on the Costco grind. Potentially. I mean, Costco's pretty nifty. It's just not super close compared to other things here. This is the only tragedy. It's like the main tragic part of Costco in my area. It's like just further away from everything. And it's like, goddamn, if I definitely would prefer to not have to go very far. Ideally. But, like, completely unironic, in my area, where the Costco is now, they talked about building that Costco for, I kid you not, like 10 years they talked about it. And they finally put it in, like, last year, I think it got built. But I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, I remember, like, being in high school and hearing, like, oh yeah, they're gonna put a Costco in town or nearby, and it just didn't happen. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What happened over there with the whole Costco construction people? A 10-minute walk. That's pretty good. But would that be easy to walk with Costco groceries? I don't know. I remember like in college, like walking with like just like Walmart groceries, like back when everyone still used like the plastic disposable garbage bags at like Walmart and grocery stores. Because for anyone who isn't in Ontario, I think it's an Ontario or a Canadian thing. Like if you go to Walmart, any grocery store, like they don't give you a plastic bag anymore. Like you have to either bring your own. I think some will give you a paper bag, but they don't give the plastic bags anymore. At least I'll give these stores props. I mean, it's good, less waste, because plastic bags from like grocery stores were turbo wasteful. But the reusable grocery bags that you can buy at like every grocery store around here, they're like 10 cents usually, or like $1 at most. Like they're usually pretty cheap. So it's like if you don't have one like at all, you can at least buy one for pretty cheap and then reuse it. I think some places in America still give you like the disposable plastic bags, but I don't, it's either an Ontario or a Canadian thing in general. It just doesn't do that anymore. Also, hey G, hello Owl, how's it going? Use a cart you bought, but I'll use a car this year. Pause champ. That's Poggies. They've been saying that they're putting a Walmart near your dad's house for like 10 years too, and that hasn't happened. Well, maybe since they built the one near my area, maybe they can get to building yours finally, since they're done building mine. Can you confirm, Owl, or deconfirm? Are there areas or stores in your area that give you the disposable bags, plastic bags at grocery stores, or is that just a dead thing? Oh, it's been, okay. Feels good, because, yeah. I do appreciate not wasting. And like the thing with the plastic bags, like it was just kind of like a normal thing. Like I feel like, you know, it was just the norm and most people probably didn't think much of it. But the thing about it now, it's like, yeah, damn, that was pretty wasteful. Also, this isn't relevant to anything at all, but I need to mention this before I forget. when I guess like when I was sleeping at some point what's this look like? When I was sleeping at some point a 90s and 80s like video, or 90s and 80s commercial video started playing, and so I was like kind of like laying in bed for a while like listening to it, and when I was conscious, and there was like this one commercial that kept playing where I don't even know if it was like an actual commercial for anything, because all it was just like a guitar riff, but I heard the same guitar riff like 10 different times, and like it would go on for like 10 seconds and then it would go to like a next commercial. I'm like, what the hell is this advertising? Also, I don't think I'm gonna use this. Let me just use it. Come on. Yes. Well, maybe I use it? I don't know. I don't fucking know. We'll just use this. We'll use this. Don't even mind reusable bags, they're so much better, and it's just annoying when you forget them or have more stuff. Yeah, we usually, like, we're pretty good about bringing the reusable bags with us when we're going out for groceries, thankfully. But I can understand like that sentiment of being like, I hate forgetting it. Like that, I understand that for sure. That I totally get. Because yeah, it's definitely very real. So it's like if you forget it, it's like, ah, shit. But it's kind of like in like the regiment of like when we're going to the grocery store, it's like, okay, we're gonna, you know, get our, well, soon hopefully we won't have to get coats anymore, but we're gonna grab our coats, grab the keys, and then grab the grocery bags. I'm sure someday we'll probably forget. I'm sure that will happen, unless if it doesn't. Like, I think we intend to usually bring them in, like, into the car, but the thing is, after you're done with the groceries, where is the bag? The bag is in your house. Usually, like, I don't, like, want to go back out to the car and put the bag back in the car. It's like, nah. Just leave it inside. Just be thoughtful every time. And then boom, easy money. I'm taking a sip of water. Yeah, I feel like those paper grocery bags, they seem sus. I've like never really used them. But they seem a little sus to use. You're wearing a blue shirt, so we're twinning. Are you also wearing SGQ 2018? Is this 18? Yeah, 18. I said, like, I was like picking out my shirt today. I'm like, oh, it's nice out today. It's summer. It's officially summer today because it's nice outside. So yeah, that's why I'm wearing my SGDQ shirt, because it's summer officially because I said so. Yeah, so like I said earlier, if it gets dark out and I'm still streaming, I'm ending stream and going for a walk because I am not missing going for a walk today. I'm not missing that. Like I've been wanting to go for a walk like the past like couple of days, but we haven't. Slash, it like hasn't been like as nice as I hoped it would be. Those plastic grocery bags I use as garbage bags for your smaller trash cans. Yeah, well, like when we would get those from places, or like I know some stores like will give you those plastic bags still. Like I know Burrito Boys gives you the plastic bags. We'll like keep them. We'll reuse them for like something later down the road. So because they can be handy to have on hand. But I imagine majority of people who got those from grocery stores did not reuse them, unfortunately. I imagine it was probably, unfortunately, the fact. Our recycling is getting better here. Our plastic bags are no longer store drop off. I can put them out for recycling. Huge. That's what we like to hear. It's gonna be hot tomorrow and the day after too. I think it's supposed to be pretty warm tomorrow as well. But I don't know. I was kind of like doing not much today for a long time, and I'm like, I should at least go for a walk. And going outside and getting some sun is nice. Wait, it's already getting cloudy. Blubbers. You need to buy trash bags. Have you bought any since that message, Cats? Question mark. You're wearing your blue 2019 one. Couldn't tell you were wearing it until you mentioned because the mic was blocking. My mic does coincidentally block the shirt usually. Unfortunate positioning. But the 2019 is also a classic. I associate that one as a JCOG shirt. Like, I remember JCOG used to like turbo wear that shirt frequently, I feel like. I don't know if she still does or not. Commonly. But I like, to me, that's a huge JCOG shirt, the 2019 one. Where it's like the circle emblem design. Whatever you want to call it. You know, it's kind of tragic sometimes that I don't have the AGDQ 2020 shirt because I think I didn't like it. I think like I didn't like the design of that one very much. Like it just like didn't vibe for me, unfortunately. I don't think I have any AGDQ attendee shirts. I think I only have SGDQ attendee shirts because the SGDQ designs just end up being better vibes in my opinion. But like, it's like, damn, that was like the last, like, you know, last big GDQ, I feel like, before, you know. So it would have been kind of nice to have that one. But also, I just have so many shirts these days. Like, I do not need more shirts. I am definitely glad I stopped buying a shirt from the Yeti, like, every month, because goddamn, I don't need more currently. But my rule, if I see a shirt, I'm like, damn, that's fucking nice. I kind of gotta get it. That usually means I really like it. Also, JCOG, coincidentally here. You wore it out, it's not in your closet? Dang, that's unlucky. I, unironically, have 2 of that shirt now, of the GDQ 2019 attendee shirt, because Skittle randomly gave one to me. Because Skittle had one, and Skittle was like, I don't wear this ever. Do you want it? So now I have 2 in my closet. And it's like so funny because the one that Skittle gave me is way more vibrant. Like it's like Skittle like barely wore theirs in comparison to mine. Mine's so much more faded. Like it doesn't look like turbo faded on its own, but comparing it to the one Skittle got me, Skittles is way more vibrant. So let me just ship you Skittles real quick. Easy. Neum. So I didn't read it. You bought some pink garbage bags on Amazon and they ended up being scented, and honestly, it makes you smile when you put a new bag in. It smells like watermelon. Yo, okay, that's actually hype. And does it stay watermelon scented, like, over the course of you using it? Or do you only kind of, like, notice it when you first put it in? Because it'd be a little unfortunate if, like, it just kind of gets masked by the garbage scent. Also, how's your bookshelf collection going, JCog? Have you, since last night, purchased 100 books to put on your shelf behind you? Yeah, I was kind of like AFK from my computer for a while, and then I got back and I was just listening for a bit. And that was like the main thing I remember you talking about was like, oh, it'd be nice to have a bookshelf with books I've read, but that's expensive. Yeah, you said something else about it too, but I don't remember what the other thing was. It's true, Cats is doing the trash man's nose a great service. I wonder how many trash, like, garbage men, I guess, like, not trash, garbage men, garbage people, collectors, whatever term would be for their position, for their job. Like, I wonder if any of them wear nose plugs, low-key. Low-key, I wonder. Wait, this sky kind of fucks, actually. Anybody agree? I actually kind of like how the clouds look. Ooh, cloudy. Where's Cloud at? I looked really hard at a book I want to buy, but that you've already read. And like, I agree. Like, having like a physical, especially a hardcover book is kind of nice, but it can also be hard to justify wanting to get it, especially if you already read it. I'd wear a nose plug if I was a swimmer. Dude, if I'm swimming and I get water up my nose, it's over. I hate that so much. I was always a big fan of my goggles that I think I still have, where like it covers your eyes and it also like has like the nose cover. I'm like, oh, I can go underwater and not like have my nose start burning or anything. It's actually so good. I think it's crazy that there's like some people who can go underwater and like just have their eyes open and like their nose like doesn't start burning from like getting water up their nose. I'm like, it's like immediate, like, no, my nose is like dying, yo, at Justin. Like frame 1. It's so unlucky. It's from an author publishing her book, and I read it on Scribble Hub. Is Scribble Hub like indie book publishing website? Question mark. Is it like Bandcamp but for books? Look at all that yellow. Oh my god. G reference. Insane G reference right there. G, are we playing V80 beta later? That's the real question. I was laying in bed, like I got in bed last night, and then I'm like looking on at YouTube for a video to put on before I sleep. And then like I see that fucking Zeeker's posted like an hour, like at like 1 a.m. my time. And I'm like, bro, that's insane. Why do you drop this at 1 a.m.? I'm like, oh shit. When our friends would come over to swim in our pool, they would always open their eyes under chlorinated water. Buh. That's crazy. I hope their eyes were okay. It's like AO3, not really focused on fan fiction, but I never I've never even heard of AO3. I'm not a knower. I guess the only like sort of similar thing that I have been on for a website regarding books would be anything for manga. Could possibly picking up people from the airport at midnight. I can play until 11. We'll have to see what the vibe is, or if people are trying to play. Because I'd be down to play. Also, new peak update today. Also, you can now chill near a campfire and your hunger won't grow. AKA, you can AFK. You can like actually chill for a bit between levels if you want. And you can continue runs from the last campfire you were at, which is actually so hype. So you can also like potentially like save a run if you wanted to. You know, usually like it's definitely vibes like just do a whole run in one session, but like if it ever came down to it, you now have the option to continue a run like a different day if desired, which is really nice. I still would really like for peak if they made it so there was some kind of like hunger saturation or like carryover or something, because you can like eat something and then like a second later like get hungry again because you didn't like time it, like you didn't wait for like the hunger to tick over. So it's like I wish like that wasn't a thing. Like it's not that big of a deal, but it'd be so nice if that wasn't a thing that you had to think about. Back to your childhood home with a pool. I didn't give a fuck and kept your eyes open while swimming. Red eyes all over. Now also hate how swim goggles constantly got foggy. Yes, mine always got foggy too, actually. Maybe you need like $800 million goggles for them to not fog up, because mine definitely did that too all the time. Regardless, I found her from a repost on Blue Sky from another author. It just keeps growing. I wonder if there's like an author feed you could like subscribe to on Blue Sky. I wonder if that could be a thing. Potentially. If you were like trying to find more authors, potentially. Where are my people at who read The Hatchet every time they had to do a book report assignment in school? Like anytime they were like, okay, go to the library in school and pick out a book to read, I would like almost every time read Hatchet. I don't know, it was just a book I really liked. Like I feel like as a kid, I feel like a lot of books I tried reading, I was just like, I'm not interested. Like, I don't know, I just don't care about this. But Hatchet was kind of interesting. That was a good book. Yo, it also takes place in Canada, which is kind of crazy. I also remember in one of my English classes in high school, I think we watched the movie The Great Gatsby. I think we watched it. I don't know if there's an older one, but we watched the one that has Tobey Maguire and Leonardo DiCaprio in it. And then we were later supposed to like read the book. And we were supposed to like write like a letter as one character to another. And they only ever gave us a singular period, like a singular class ever, to read it in class. Like I guess they expected us to read the book on our own time, and I never did that. So one of my coworkers who was pretty chill, who worked with me at McDonald's, he said like I had that exact same assignment last semester, so he just emailed me what he wrote and I submitted that. Don't tell him I did that though. Don't tell my teacher from like 12 years ago I did that. I think I changed a little bit of what he wrote, so it wasn't like literally 1-to-1, but I think I got like a 70 or 80 on it, something like that. I was like, okay. Hatchet was hype, only read it once though. The only thing I remember is him needing to adjust the angle of his spear to account for the water and catching fish. What do I think of when I think of Hatchet? I think of him eating those berries that I think he called gut cherries because they made him feel ill from eating them, but he was like, I gotta eat these because I don't have anything else. The way I did that so many times in university with some of your uni friends, some of your essays were spin-offs. Hell yeah. We love cheating. Okay, well, like I hate the concept of like, especially like in high school when like you're like, I don't want to do homework. Like, I hate when they give you a project and it's like they like never give you time to work on it in class. Like, I guess like me thinking about where we're supposed to read The Great Gatsby, but we were like expected to read it like on our own time. It's like, bitch, I got fucking other classes, I got work, I want to live. I'm like 15 or something. Like, I want to fucking do things that aren't school. Like, I always appreciated classes where it's like, yep, you can do this in the class time. It's not like, okay, like, go do this for homework. Like, give me time to finish it in school. Like, I don't want to be a slave. Maybe it's a little dramatic, but I don't know. I had a project identifying leaves in high school and I procrastinated on it, so I emailed pictures of them to your one friend and he told me what they all were. Identifying leaves, that's crazy. Was this for like geography or something? Like, I'm trying to think what kind of class that could be for. Yeah. Yeah, also, I don't know about any of you guys, but I definitely remember Giga on Twitter complaining when I was in college because of my graphic design program forcing us to take these electives, and they all sucked, and they were a waste of time, and they made my main classes just more stressful because now it's like, oh, I have this other thing I have to worry about trying to pass now. And I was like, I remember saying a bunch like, damn, like, why do I have to take this? Like, I'm paying to be here. Let me just not take this, please. And I remember the rationalization from like the person who, like the professor who ran our graphic design program was like, we want you to learn things that are outside of your main field of study. And it's like, okay, that's a cool sentiment, but I'm paying to fucking be here. And also, these classes suck. They are not interesting. Like, they gave us a choice of like 3 to 4 different classes for our electives. It was nothing. It was so bad. Like, I don't know. But especially if they weren't like so like involved feeling. I don't know if anyone ever had that experience with electives in college, but that's how my experience was. It was not good. Especially because like the first elective we did was some like music elective that like basically everybody took who like went to my college, and it was like entirely online and you could just look up everything on like Quizlet or something. Like, it was very irrelevant. Like, it was basically a waste of time. to even have that class because of how like easy it was to cheat it. Like you didn't actually do anything, but it's like why are we spending resources on these classes, you know? Earth Science, they created the class because the state assignment or the state assessment added it as a requirement. Would you say that Earth Science was a good class? Or were you like, this is pointless? Unnecessary, pointless filler classes. Had to deal with those too. Yeah. Like, I feel like especially for an elective, because it's like if it's an elective, you know, it's like, oh, I'm being forced to be here. Like, I'm not taking this because it's like part of something I am wanting to be here for. But it's like your class should be like exciting or like fun to go to. Like, just give me a cooking class. Like, give me a damn cooking class. I would happily have taken a cooking class, or even like a math class, like just some like basic ass math class. I would have taken that over like the nonsense they made me take. Because damn right, I cheated the fuck out of my final my final elective. I giga cheated that class. No regrets. I hated that class. One of my leaves turned out to be poison ivy, in case you're curious how good at identifying leaves I was. I don't know if I could like were you just like given like just like a picture of a bunch of leaves and it's like, okay, write down what they are. Like I could tell you in peak, poison ivy is kind of purplish. Is it peak in real life? Or is it purple in real life? I actually have no idea off the top of my head, because I don't know if I've ever seen poison ivy like with my own eyes in person. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. You had to find them yourselves? Bruh, what if you like couldn't find them? Or did they like, make sure it's like, oh, there's tons of these in the area? That's kind of crazy that they make you like find poison ivy. Like, you know, I don't know, that seems kind of weird, right? I don't know. That's crazy. That's kind of crazy. I remember one of like my first assignments in my graphic design course was we had to go to like a grocery store and just like take a picture of like boxes on a shelf. I don't remember like why we had to do that specifically, because I think like the end goal of that project was we were making our own like fake cookie box, like our own cookie box. It didn't have cookies in it, unfortunately. So I think we were supposed to take pictures to like inspiration, I think was like the idea that they were going for. So that was kind of neat, I guess, doing that. I think in my like Google photo memories, I've like every now and then gotten a pop-up notification. It's like, hey, remember this? And it's like that picture of like me being in a grocery store taking a picture of boxes. I'm like, yo, I remember that. They have a characteristic shine to them. That's all I got. So they're not like how they are in Peak, is what we're saying. But I think bottom line, moral of the story here, if you are having people take an elective forcibly, make your electives like at least fun to be at, and they shouldn't be a chore to have to complete, in my opinion. They should be something that's engaging and maybe something that's useful, like how I said cooking. I think having, I say this all the time, not literally all the time, but whenever like school stuff gets brought up, I usually bring up how, in my opinion, I think cooking should be like a required class in like high school or college, whatever. Because I think it kind of sucks. In my high school, the cooking class was like the joke class because it was like the easy credit. Like, I feel like a lot of the kids who took cooking in high school were like the annoying kids that were just like, I just want an easy credit. Like, I genuinely like was trying to take that cooking class, but it wasn't like the worst thing ever for me. But there were definitely like a lot of like, just like kind of like people in there. And the same thing happened with my construction class, like, you know, we were doing like woodworking things and whatnot. Because they had in grade 9, there was like an entry-level version of it, and then in grade 10, I took the actual construction class because I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool, I like this. But like, it had like a lot of like the annoying kids in it. So after grade 10, I stopped taking it because I was like, I don't want to deal with these kids. Same with like our gym classes, like I stopped taking it. I only took it in the first required year we had to, because in my high school, we only had to take gym in grade 9. That was the only time we ever had to take gym, and I just like didn't take it after grade 9 because I was like, yeah, I don't want to deal with the annoying kids like every day. Like, let me avoid these people as often as I can, please. Home economics was one of your favorite classes. You took it in middle school because I took the required credit at summer school to free up an elective. Summer school to get ahead was such a pog strat. I definitely never did that or had any kind of summer school, except in college where we had a required summer semester for my group who started in January. Because they had us take a summer semester to get us caught up with the people who started in September the previous year. So we were all like synced up by the next September, which is valid. Like, I get why they did that. I don't think they told us in advance they were doing that, but it kind of was chill because they were super relaxed about deadlines. They were not like anal at all about them. Because it would be like, oh, you have this class twice a week instead of once a week like you normally would. Because like our summer semester, or like my semesters in college were usually like, oh, you take, in this semester, you're gonna have like 6 to 8 classes generally. And you know, you'd have them once a week, but in the summer semester, you would have those 6 to 8 classes, but for the first half of the summer semester, you would have like 3 or 4 of them twice a week, and then the second half, you would have the remainder twice a week. So you would have like half the time basically for a deadline usually. And I remember for one of my electives I had over the summer semester, because it was a summer semester, I remember one of our projects, she was like, oh, we don't have time to do like the project normally like how we usually would. So instead of doing this entire like project that you're supposed to do, it was just do this survey. And if you do the survey, you'll get full marks. Like, you didn't have to do anything special or answer it in a certain way. It was just fill out the survey and you would pass the project. Which was cool by me, because that elective was also filler and boring and didn't matter to me at all, and a waste of time. And then, God, that elective, I remember, I think I only went to it like the couple times where we were required to go to it. And then every other time, if we had a quiz we had to do, it was online. And I remember me and like the 3 other people in my graphic design course who took that same elective, we would all like meet up together and do that like quiz on like someone's laptop. Like, we would all work together to do someone's quiz, and then we would copy the answers down, and if it was good, we would all just like do that quiz like the same way, basically. It was kind of a lit strat. And then I remember like one of the first like projects in that elective was we had to write an essay about ourselves. So basically you could write whatever you wanted and you could just make shit up. And then I remember the final thing in that class, we had like a final quiz and a final essay. And I remember I worked it out to be like, if I got a 0 on the exam and the final essay, I would still pass. So I just didn't do the essay because why would I bother doing the essay? I did the quiz though, because I was like, may as well. I guess I'll do the quiz just in case. But I was like, I'm not doing this essay. Like, I'm not wasting my time on that if I don't have to do it. You had a cooking class in high school, it was pretty hype. And so did Owl. Damn, y'all had cooking classes that were good. And now I know the difference between a turner and a spatula. And I told my roommate the other day I bought a turner and she was confused. I've never heard of a turner. I actually don't know what that is. I just know that apparently a spatula, like what SpongeBob has, isn't actually a spatula, and a spatula is like actually like the little like a silicone spatula where it's like it doesn't have the 3 like holes in it. Like, oh, that's a turner. Oh, interesting. But I remember people saying that allegedly SpongeBob is the reason that people think that that is a spatula. That's what I remember someone telling me, and I'm like, you know, I could see it. I could see that being the cause. Like low key. I took a required typing class, reading, writing, workshop, and the speech communications class, the class where all you do is listen to make speeches in front of the class, or all you do is learn to make speeches. That's crazy, a whole class to learn to make speeches. That's kind of insane. But kind of hype, honestly. That sounds pretty hype if it was like good and like comfy. Yeah, let's put a cabin in. Cabin alert, everyone. I'm putting down a cabin. I should make a cabin roll in the Discord. At cabin, I'm putting down a cabin currently. That'd be a crazy roll to have. Mods, can someone ping cabin? It was hype, and doing it over the summer school where it's carefree and no pressure. And I assume there was like less people there, which is one thing that I appreciate about how my graphic design class was, is that, well, the very beginning, when like in the very first semester, I think like there was like 40 people or something in the program, but like over the course of the program, people dropped out over time, which is expected. And like by the end of the program, there was like probably like 20 people in our class. It was like not very many people at all. So I appreciate that it wasn't like gigantic class sizes, because I feel like it's like way more comfy being in a smaller class, personally. But even still, like, I don't know, I probably should have tried a bit harder, but like I didn't talk to many people in my college program, tragically. Like I had like a couple of people that I was chill with, and then like You know, I think I was like chill with like most people in general, but like I didn't really like, specifically talk with a lot of people or didn't really get too close with a lot of people. Unfortunately. It's also unlucky that my college didn't have Smash. Like somehow my college didn't have any Smash scene, which is crazy because I feel like every college has a Smash scene. The thing is, like, in the city where I took college, there was a university, like, I don't know how far away it was, but like, it was like on the opposite end of the city. So it's like I could have bussed there that had a Smash scene, but it was like never convenient to go there. Like, I didn't go there a single time actually, which is kind of crazy that I lived in that city and I never went to that Smash tourney a single time at the other school. But I mean, I would have went to mine if like my college had Smash. I definitely would have went. And who knows, maybe I would have, maybe I'd be way different now. Who knows what the timeline would be looking like. But it was like never convenient for me to go to the other school for Smash. Like, it would be like, oh, my classes are ending like way too late, or I gotta work, whatever it might be. Like, it was never convenient for me to make it there, unfortunately. You should have made a Smash Club. My friends and I created the L school name, Association of Gamers, or LAG for short. That's kind of hype. If I was a more outgoing person, maybe I would have made the Smash Club. That could have been me in a different timeline, potentially. But I, as you all know, am not the most outgoing person, unfortunately. Who likes my cabin? Who likes my little cabin here? I kind of like it. It's a nice cabin today. It's so small. It really creates like the scale of the scene. If anybody here is an outgoing person, that is an invaluable skill. That is a very good skill to have. And as we all know, everyone on Twitch is very extroverted. Question mark? We recruited so many to our cause, and our meetups were online lobbies, which is the coolest part. Okay, and like what kind of like did you guys just like bring in like, ooh, I brought my PS1 in, let's all play this game this week or whatever? Like, because I've like definitely heard of schools having like a gamer club, but I'm like, what do you like, how does that work? Like, what are you specifically doing? If it isn't something like a Smash Club where it's like, oh yeah, we run a bracket every week or whatever. I've always wanted that for a general gaming club. This is the 5th week in a row, Butter, you've brought Mario Paint in. You can't keep bringing Mario Paint in. We would meet up, discuss games, and go home and play games online. Okay. I could see it being kind of neat if it was like, oh, like bring in like a console or something, and then we can like play, like bring like a multiplayer game that we can play. Like, I could see that being kind of neat. Yeah, I don't think, no, I never was in like any club in any of my schools. I don't know if that's a missed opportunity or not joining clubs in schools. I guess one of the moments of being terribly shy. Definitely a huge moment of that for sure. Also, this painting is almost done. We're almost done wrapping it up. Played Call of Duty, Halo, Gears of War, Assassin's Creed, Portal. I've played one of those games. Okay, technically I've played Call of Duty like a single time ever in my life, fun fact, and I didn't like it. I bet it was when Black Ops 2, I think that was the hype one for like the longest time. Maybe it was 1 and 2. I feel like it was some version of Black Ops. Like for some reason, for the longest time, that was like the most hype Call of Duty. Like everyone talked of it. Like that, I don't know what it was about Black Ops, but for some reason, people really liked that game, that version of Call of Duty. I don't know if it was just like the time it came out in was like a factor, maybe. Or if they genuinely did something good with that game. Because I do remember playing some Black Ops version on PC like years ago, like a singular time for whatever reason, with someone who I guess wanted me to play it or whatever. And maybe back then it was like, whoa, hee hee, I'm fucking around in Call of Duty, wee. But definitely not my sort of thing these days. Especially Call of Duty, where it's just kind of like bleh, like army war aesthetic. I'm like, I don't care about that, personally. Not my sort of thing. I guess technically there should actually be more dark gray down here. It's like kind of like dark blue with like some gray overlapping it. But you know. But yeah. Just touching up the clouds a little bit. Just a wee bit, but we could do a little bit of this actually. And just the tiniest spritz of like yellow. There we go. Just the tiniest bit there, just to make it jump out a little bit, you know? But I think on that, we're gonna call this a finished painting. I'd say this one overall turned out pretty nice. I like this one. So yeah, GG Country Charm. We'll see you next week for more Mario Paint. And until then, later.